Johnny, we were doing so well, but the first red flag has appeared because what was that birth control conversation? Now, discussing birth control with your partner, especially, when you're getting married to somebody, is very important. But what rubbed me the wrong way was that Amy made it very clear that she doesn't want to take birth control, like, hormonal birth control. I'm assuming she's happy to do natural family planning and wear condoms. But Johnny, he don't want to wear Johnny. He doesn't want to wear condoms. And the whole narrative that he's going with is he doesn't trust condoms. Condoms can split, blah, blah, blah. But I just feel like he doesn't want to wear condoms, period. And I went snooping on his Instagram, and of course he was liking the comments by the pick me. There's this one pick me in his comments, Miss Maria. Do better, girl. But basically, he liked her comment saying that, condoms can split and some dudes don't like wearing condoms, period. Well, newsflash, Maria, some women also don't like taking birth control that's going to fuck up their hormonal balance. So now they're at a standstill. He doesn't want to take birth control. She doesn't want to take birth control. Now, it seems like Amy is open to natural family planning, which includes condoms. I'm assuming she doesn't mind using condoms, but Johnny doesn't like using condoms. Now, with Amy, with her natural family planning and condom use, she is willing to accept the risk of pregnancy. I think she's happy to wait to have kids in the future, but if she was to get pregnant, they're married, so let's just have the kid if I end up pregnant. Not that she's looking to get pregnant, but if she was to end up pregnant, she's keeping the baby. Whereas Johnny, who don't want to take no birth control, just has this irrational fear of getting somebody pregnant. And I'm pretty sure where they live in Charlotte is a red state, correct me if I'm wrong, there's already abortion restrictions there. So I guess that anxiety is already higher than it usually is. So obviously he don't want to take the birth control. She doesn't want to take birth control. And he's hearing if she gets pregnant, she's keeping the baby. Now, as they're discussing this, what I find incredibly shady is that he's being really performative, talking about, well, we need to discuss options. There's options for both of us. But then he starts sprinkling in there that all of his partners were on birth control. So which one is it? Are you going to discuss your birth control options thoroughly together and see what both of you can do that will come to a good compromise? Or are you basically just saying, Amy, please just go on birth control? Because that's what it was given. It was given, Amy, it's not going to be me that goes on birth control. And because I don't want a pregnancy, it's going to be you that has to go on birth control. That's what it was given. Because he was basically saying that they're not having sex until the birth control thing is patent, aka Amy gets on birth control. I understand the fear of pregnancy, but for me, Johnny is being very selfish here and very self-centered and low-key controlling. Because, all of the birth control that he's suggesting, the pill, the coil, all of that stuff, that is just as effective as a condom. They're all just as effective as each other if used correctly. Now, there is a risk with all of them. Just the way a condom can split, the IUD can be moved from the correct position. A shot cannot be effective, could have been administered wrong. So they're all basically as effective as each other. So his fixation on condoms, he's not comfortable with condoms, to me doesn't make sense. Because if you're really about your not getting somebody pregnant business, you would learn how to put it on properly so that you're not having these pregnancy scares or these splits. You would be testing out all the condoms available. So for me, this whole, he's really scared about condoms things is not making sense to me. It's giving, he doesn't want to go on any form of birth control and he doesn't want to wear a condom. That's what it's giving. And to me, it's very selfish because now he's pushing all of this onto Amy. To me, that's a red flag because it seems like he doesn't really care about the side effects that Amy's going to have if she goes on birth control. Because it seems like he just feels like that's what women do. The women that he dated before went on birth control. Why can't you? But my thing is, he's the only one who's scared of pregnancy. Amy isn't. So I feel like it should be your responsibility to figure out getting yourself some birth control because Amy doesn't want to. So if you're so irrational, if you have such an irrational fear about getting Amy pregnant, go get your shit patterned. Go find the best condom out there. That is an option, but he doesn't want to wear condoms. So what's the next option? Like Amy suggested, get a vasectomy. Now, some people were saying, oh, her suggesting getting a vasectomy is wild. But I don't think it's wild if you don't want to go on any sort of birth control and you don't want to wear condoms and I don't want to go on any birth control and you're so scared about pregnancy, get a vasectomy. Because that is one of the most effective birth control methods for men. And you don't have to worry about wearing a condom. Because if he was really on his not getting Amy pregnant business, that's what he would get. And people are saying it's too invasive. Go look up how they insert IUDs before you talk about it's too invasive. Because vasectomies, they can be reversed. People are saying, oh, well, it's less likely, affects the chances of pregnancy. Yes, it can. But you know what you can do? You can store your sperm before you get the vasectomy. Because that makes perfect sense to me. If you're really that irrational, freeze your sperm, enough sperm for how many kids you want in the future, and get a vasectomy. Because then, if the reversal doesn't go correct, you have the backup sperm to rely on. You don't have to worry about a condom. You don't have to worry about Amy getting pregnant. It's a win-win. But no, Johnny's irrational fear is not irrational enough for him to get a vasectomy. So instead, now he's dumping the pressure on Amy. It's giving very much, I want my cake and to eat it too. And why this is a major red flag for me is because he realizes the seriousness of getting a vasectomy. He doesn't want to go through any procedures. He doesn't want to put anything in his body, but he's happy for Amy to do all of that. He's happy for Amy to go through all of the side effects. So for me, it's a red flag when somebody is being selfish and putting their desires above my literal health. Because the side effects of birth control are very real and very serious. So the fact that he wants Amy to go through that and low-key pressuring Amy to go through it because he doesn't want to wear a condom is so selfish, and it's such a red flag for me. And for me personally, it would be off-putting. I said he was being very performative, talking about, yeah, we both have choices. This is something we both have to discuss. But like I said, it was giving very much, Amy, you're the one who has to go on birth control because I don't want to wear a condom. And like I said, in his Instagram comments, he's being very, very defensive, very, very defensive. But like I said, it's not making sense, because if you are really serious about not getting somebody pregnant, go get your sperm stored and get a vasectomy. Very simple. Ultimately, I don't think this is going to be like a big deal in the grand scheme of things in their relationship. But for me, if I was to hear this, it would be ringing alarm bells for me personally, because you clearly don't care about my health, honey. The fact that you don't want to have sex with a condom before my health and well-being. So for me, the selfishness and the low-key manipulation would be a red flag for me. But I personally don't think this is going to be a big deal for their relationship. Ultimately, I don't think Amy really cares. I do hope that she stands on business, but she does say that she, gets influenced. So maybe she may, be the one to go on birth control. Who knows? But what do you guys think? Do you think Johnny's point was fair? Do you think he was being irrational? Do you think he was being selfish? Let me know what you think.